Yes people, welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt Francis, and in today's video we're back out on the Sur-Ron. As you can see, we're going to get things started on a bit of a route that I normally take. It's quite a common route. You might see this route a lot coming up on my channel because it's local to me. I know the route quite well. There's not too many people that like to go up and down there. The only problem with this route is when it has rained like it did all of last night and most of yesterday, this track can be an absolute nightmare with mud. So we're going to see how we handle with all the mud coming up. Hopefully it's not too bad down there. It has dried out a bit. I have left it as late as possible to come out to ride, so it did dry up because this morning it was still really wet. I mean, even down here it's still pretty muddy, and we're only going to get worse because it's all downhill. So this is where we start. It's actually a canal. Like I say, you'll probably see this a lot in my future videos to come. And what we do is we have to come down here and turn around here so we can actually get down, because the other route is just stairs and I don't fancy going straight down the stairs into the drink today. The route's got quite leafy recently because of winter time coming in the UK. It's actually autumn at the minute, so everything's gone a bit leafy and all the weather's starting to change. It's going colder. It's absolutely beautiful scenes down here though when it's like this, and like I said, there's nobody down here, so we've got a nice open route. I'm sure my tyre was just spinning on that wood then. That's how slippy it must be. It definitely was. That's insane. I'm not even in sport mode and that was slipping out pretty badly. Must be because the wood was so wet on the ramps. So with all the leaves on the floor, it does make it harder to see what's actually on the floor, and I know there's loads of tree stumps and things around here, so we are going to have to take it extra careful. I don't want to be flying over them and ending up in the drink. So this is a pretty short-lived route just for this part, and then we do end up coming back along the canal, but we're going to go up this hill and back onto the road for a minute. But like I said, it's a really fun route. Does get quite slippy. We've got some people up ahead, so we'll just pull up and stop and let them move on for a bit. Right, they're going to be walking down there for a good minute, so I might as well stop here for a second. Already stopping on the route. See if we can stand the bike up, or is it too on too much of a hill? I'll stand the bike up here. So looking at the bike, so I've still not changed anything. Everything is still completely stock on it. I have given it a clean once because it did get quite dirty. I think the very first thing I am going to have to buy is I'm going to have to get a mud guard for that back to cover up where the suspension is and take that number plate off probably. But I know that's going to get absolutely caked in mud if I don't put the mud flap on. You can get a hugger guard that goes over the back wheel, so I'll probably get one of them and the other flap that goes up. It covers all the suspension up because I don't want it getting filthied up. It is going to ruin it over time and it's just going to make it harder to clean. I'll do a video on that in the future when I get those bits ordered and get them put on the bikes. With autumn and winter coming in the UK, it's going to be muddy, it's going to be slippy, it's going to get disgusting in the bike if I'm riding it, even in the drier days. But when it's been wet, it's just not going to stay clean. I've already got some mud on the seat, look. The wheels are looking smaller and smaller to me day by day. Every time I look at the wheels, they just look too skinny and small for the bike. I'm definitely going to have to get some proper dirt bike tyres put on that. Someone in the comments on one of my last videos has told me to upgrade the sprocket, so I will look into that as well. Hopefully that will give me a bit more torque, and he actually said it will give me some more range, so that'll be interesting to see. So hopefully those people have moved on a bit now and we'll carry on the route. Again, down these parts we've got loads of tree stumps that I've got to be careful on. The bike handles it absolutely no problem. Like, you might feel the odd little bump or so, but the suspension on these bikes literally just takes it all completely out of it. Some of them are a bit beastie. There is an actual tree stump somewhere here that does stick out. These are just sort of roots. Got a bit of air for that one. I suppose one good thing about it being leafy is it does add to the scenes. It does make everything look a lot prettier. Again, got to be careful coming down here. I think this is where we actually start coming back onto the canal. Yeah, it is. I've stuck it in sport so I get some regen on the way down. Did actually just make me skid out a bit then, the regen. And again, we're on a bit of a sketchy route still, but we'll see how far we can get without it getting too muddy or without it getting too bad. Normally I stop probably about 1.5 miles away at a little marina. So I tend to not even get the bike out of eco mode on this route, especially not now because of how wet and slippy it's been and how many leaves are about. I know that that's going to be a recipe for disaster. So yeah, for now I think we'll just keep it in eco mode. But even still, on the dry days I've been down here, there's not much chance you get to put it in sport mode because of all the bumps and lumps, and you just don't want to end up in that. You do not want to end up in that water. It's nasty, horrible, disgusting water. If the bike ends up in there, you've got you got absolutely no chance of getting it out. And you watch, I'll jinx myself now, and that's where I'll be by the end of this video. But the bike handles it actually no problem. So you can actually get quite a bit of speed considering down here, as long as you're not too close to the water. This is one sketchy bit where you're literally an inch away from the water. I did have to put my foot down a bit then. Don't want to end up in that drink next to us. So I started on 56 miles today. I've actually done 58 now. So that's roughly 2 miles on the clock. Probably be a little bit less than 2 miles if I had to guess, but 2 miles on there. Started on around 85% battery. I'm now on 82, so I've done 3% battery in 2 miles. Some of it was on sport mode, and I did use a bit of regen, so whether that made a difference or not, we'll have to experiment in the future. It'll be interesting to see how much difference regen does make. I see a lot of people actually turn regen off completely. Yeah, whether it does make that much of a difference that it's worth keeping on or not, who knows. We'll have to experiment. I have watched other videos on other people's, but to find out for yourself, you're just gonna have to do it. This bit of the route's quite fun because there's like loads of little, it's almost like a rhythm section for a motocross bike. If you just stand up, you can follow the lumps, and it's really fun. Like I say, you can still get up to some pretty good speeds down here. No one really says much as long as you either go through really quickly and stay out the way, or slow down and say hello. And then I do like to put it on sport mode just to get up this bit. So this is where I was on about that I like to stop on top of this bridge. The scenes are absolutely mad. I've already got so much mud flicked up under there, you can see that. So if I carry on this route and I go back the way I came, I can actually come out of the canal up onto the road. We'll have to have a bit of a look and try and be careful going onto the road, because I'm not technically legal there, but I'm sure if we're quick enough we can avoid being seen. So this is where we can actually get out, hopefully, and the bike should just cruise up all of these. These bikes are definitely quick enough to handle road conditions. Like already I'm doing 44 mile an hour in sport mode uphill. Could be doing quicker. We'll get a bit of downhill action now. 45. And hopefully we can make it in this gate, because I know they like to make it as hard as possible for us. But by the looks of it, we're going to do it easy, he said. Literally couldn't be any more perfect. If that was literally like another 10 millimeters too small, I would not have made it in here. So right in front of me, we've got this bit of the rhythm section that I've really wanted to ride since I got the Sur-Ron, but I've not had a chance to come down here, so today's the day and we'll give it a go. Yes. That is so fun, but in this wet weather I'm going to rip that up so badly. I guess you could call this a nature reserve, which is why they probably wouldn't want me in here. I'm going to come in and have my fun anyway, as long as I don't rip it up too much. We should be sound. Don't turn it into a motocross track and nobody will have any complaints. It's not as muddy down here as I thought either, which is absolutely ideal. So whether we can actually make it round this part or not, I don't know. There's loads of stairs for a start, so that's sketchy. They are the sketchiest stairs. Maybe just go slowly down these for a start. We'll just go down the side of them, because it's just the bits of wood that are making it worse. Oh, that's a steep one. Now we've got a few routes we can take. This looks new. I definitely want to have a go on this. This is definitely new. They never had this before. Yo. This is ideal for Sur-Rons now. I know it's not what it's made for. So we're going to have to come that way. We'll come back out and then we're back to where we were. You got a million lake over there. And just like that, I'm back at the start of the circuit. And this place is literally made for Sur-Rons. No noise, so people can't see that you're flying around on dirt bikes, pissing them off. You may tear it up a bit with your tyres, but as long as you're a bit careful, you sound. There's a fat jump there. That is literally ideal. And then you can rip it out of the corner. We do have to be careful with cars and stuff coming down here, but it is what it is. Stick it back in eco mode and we'll slowly cruise along here again. It does say slow. Not when you're on a Sur-Ron. So I am really looking forward already to upgrading this beast to hopefully a 72 volt battery and definitely a bigger controller. I'm looking more just to get more range out of it, because as good as it is already, it's not the best. It could definitely go a bit further than what it does stock straight out of the box. They could definitely make you spend an extra 500 quid and just upgrade that battery just a bit for you already. But as it is, it's appropriate. You can do what you need to do for a start, and it won't, you know, you're not going to be going 10 miles down the road and then you got to charge it like you would 10 years ago. I still can't wheelie either. We'll let this guy come down here. And then we take a sneaky left down this track. And the bike really is all perfect for all terrains. I don't think I've struggled on anything I've ridden on so far. And like you've seen on this little journey, there's a nice little mix of everything. Bit of grass, loads of tree stumps as you've seen earlier, a lot of gravel like on this track here. Again, we're going to be going into a field up here. There's a bit more concrete and a bit more gravel. And so far the bike has handled it absolutely fine. Everyone says to upgrade the tyres, which I will get round to doing. But for a start, I mean, I've just spent a lot of money on the bike. I'm not looking to spend any more. So yeah, we'll send it through this little gateway. Hopefully go undetected by the farmer, because I know he's not the friendliest of people. Maybe when he sees motorbikes he'll be even more annoyed, even though it's an e-bike, but it's all the same to them. They don't really seem to care, do they? And again, this track is really fun because you've got to dodge a lot of sheep poo, like you can see here. Or you can go straight across, ignoring the concrete track, and you can just go straight over all of these jumps, which you will get some pretty decent air off of if you want to. And they just continue to go. And the bike handles it so well. Even the odd ones that aren't so rhythmic, the bike just seems to dive straight into it and take it like an absolute warrior. I know there's a big dip coming down here. So this is probably as close as we'll get to dirt bike jumps anywhere near where I live, but they're definitely suitable enough anyway. Like I say, the bike just handles it so well. Maybe shouldn't go near any of the sheep because don't want to upset them. I'm actually in their territory, so don't want to be being a knob to them. That is too fun. And the bike on sport just handles it like an absolute warrior. And like I say, you've got this fun concrete track that you can fly along. So you can come down here and have a good bit of fun as long as the farmer's not about. Even so, I don't think he'd mind too much, but just in case, gotta be respectful on his land and his animals. If he says he doesn't want us on here, then we'll probably shouldn't come back too often. Hopefully he's quite sound and he doesn't mind. And we'll come back down and get out the way, so we don't get too told off. Oh. So the one annoying thing about all these routes are all the gates, and you got to keep them shut because you don't want to let the sheep out. Then you do have a reason to annoy the farmer. The farmer has a reason to be annoyed at you. After every gate I do go through, I will open and close it, as you'll see in each of the videos. It's just a respectful thing to do. So I've got a bit of a downhill. I'll try to leave it in sport and see if I get any regen. At the minute it just tends to slow me down. Doesn't really do a lot for me. We're just cruising eco for a bit because we've been wiring up the bike, getting it a bit hot. I'm sure people ride them a lot harder than I do. Though I definitely know people ride it harder than I do, but they tend to upgrade it a lot earlier than I do. And then I know it gets muddy down here, so I tend to stick to the grassy sides. Look at all that water. Do not want to be going through that. And we'll have to cruise over this side quickly. Again, it's not as muddy as I thought it was going to be down here. It's actually somewhat pleasant. So I'm not sure if these are someone else's tyres or whether they're my tyre marks from the last few times I've been down here. I've not been down in a few days, so I can't see them being mine. But it looks like someone's been having some fun, maybe on a quad bike actually. We have got someone coming up. If I just stick to the left, I'll stick on the grass again because I don't want to get my tyres in all the grit. It's better for the tyres to stay up here. I'll film the rest of the video when we get back. Peace. Okay guys, we just got back home, just parked the bike up over here. I'm definitely going to have to give it a clean down after that ride. So the bike is going to get an absolute thorough rinse down. Hope you liked this video, hope you had a good bit of fun watching me ride out on the Sur-Ron. There's going to be a few more videos like this before I start doing any modifications or any different videos on the Sur-Ron. There will be some experiment videos to come in the future, like I say, testing the battery and the range and things like that. So yeah, stay tuned for more videos to come on the Sur-Ron. If you're new to the videos and new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button to keep YouTube knowing that you like watching my videos, and so everyone else knows that you like watching my videos. It will go a long way. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Till the next video guys, I'm Matt Francis signing out. Peace.